Good evening, everyone. It's often said that knowledge is power, but intelligence is so much more than the ability to remember facts or solve problems. It's about how we think, how we perceive the world around us, and, perhaps most importantly, how we communicate. Words matter. They shape our relationships, influence our decisions, and reflect our true character. Number 1. I know everything. Intelligent people are the first to admit that they don't know it all. They understand that knowledge is infinite and ever-evolving. They recognize that no one has all the answers, and even the most experienced minds are constantly learning and growing. To say I know everything would be to shut down any possibility for new information, new perspectives, and new insights. It would be a barrier to growth, not a catalyst for it. Instead of declaring themselves as all-knowing, intelligent people approach every conversation, every encounter with a sense of curiosity and openness, knowing that there's always something more to understand, always a new opportunity to learn. Alongside that openness to learning is an awareness that they are not perfect, nor are they static in their ways. When an intelligent person makes a mistake or recognizes a flaw in their thinking, they don't respond with defensiveness. They do not say, "That's just the way I am," because they understand that growth requires reflection and change. This kind of fixed mindset holds us back from evolving. They choose instead to embrace the idea that we are all works in progress. They actively seek out ways to improve, to adapt, to enhance their skills, and to understand others better. The world is constantly shifting, and intelligent individuals understand the importance of flexibility and adaptability. Their willingness to look at themselves and say, "I can do better," is what allows them to thrive in the ever-changing landscape of life. Then there is the issue of time. We've all heard someone say, "I don't have time for that," often in response to something that may seem inconvenient or outside their immediate priorities. But for intelligent people, time is not an excuse, it's a resource. They understand the importance of what they choose to spend their time on, and that means being intentional. Intelligent individuals don't dismiss things with a blanket statement like "I don't have time." Instead, they recognize that everything they do is a choice, and that sometimes the things we think are too trivial or inconvenient to engage with are actually the things that can spark innovation, bring new insight, or enrich their lives. They make time to listen, to think, to reflect, to create, and to engage with the world around them. Every minute counts, and they use it to grow, to learn, and to connect with others in meaningful ways. When facing a problem, intelligent people don't throw their hands up in despair and say, "That's impossible." They recognize that obstacles are a natural part of life, but they also see them as opportunities to be creative and resourceful. Instead of limiting themselves by saying something is impossible, they ask, "How can we make this work?" They know that often, the things that seem impossible at first are simply problems that haven't been solved yet, or challenges that require out-of-the-box thinking. Intelligence, in this sense, is not just about having answers, but about being resourceful, adaptable, and persistent. When others see walls, intelligent people see paths forward. They see solutions, and they are determined to find them, no matter how difficult the journey may be. Finally, one of the most powerful things an intelligent person avoids saying is, "I don't care." Far from being indifferent, intelligent people are deeply engaged with the world around them. They know that caring is not a weakness, but a strength. Whether it's the welfare of others, the state of the environment, or the injustices that affect people across the globe, intelligent people understand the impact of their actions, words, and choices. They understand that apathy is a luxury they cannot afford, because in caring, truly caring about others, about the world, about progress, they find the motivation to drive change, to make a difference. Intelligence is not just about thinking. It's about feeling deeply, acting with purpose, and using one's influence for good. Indifference is not a trait of intelligence. On the contrary, it's a sign of disengagement and lack of insight. Caring is essential because it fuels empathy, innovation, and the desire to make the world a better place. These are just a few examples of the things intelligent people never say, but I hope they illustrate an important point. The words we choose reflect our mindset, our approach to life, and our values. The intelligent person is not someone who knows everything or has it all figured out. Rather, they are someone who continuously seeks growth, approaches life with curiosity, embraces challenges, and cares deeply for the world and the people around them. These qualities, these choices, shape not only how they communicate, but how they live. Through their speech, they invite connection, foster understanding, and create opportunities for growth. So, let us all take a moment to reflect on our own words, the things we say and the things we avoid saying, and consider how we can cultivate a deeper, more thoughtful, and more intelligent way of communicating with the world. Through our speech, we can become the change we wish to see. Number 2. That's just the way I am. Intelligent people are the first to admit that they don't know it all. They understand that knowledge is infinite and ever-evolving. They recognize that no one has all the answers, and even the most experienced minds are constantly learning and growing. To say I know everything would be to shut down any possibility for new information, new perspectives, and new insights. It would be a barrier to growth, not a catalyst for it. The smartest people know that the more they learn, the more they realize they don't know. This is not a sign of weakness or a lack of confidence, but rather a demonstration of intellectual humility. Instead of declaring themselves as all-knowing, intelligent people approach every conversation, every encounter, with a sense of curiosity and openness, knowing that there's always something more to understand, always a new opportunity to learn. They embrace the idea that everyone has something valuable to offer, and that even the most seemingly insignificant encounters can teach them something new. By keeping an open mind, they stay adaptable in a world that is constantly changing, whether in terms of technology, culture, or human behavior. The truly intelligent person doesn't shut themselves off from the world or become complacent with what they already know. They value the perspectives of others, and they approach those perspectives not as challenges to their own, but as invitations to expand their thinking. Whether it's through reading, conversations, or real-world experiences, they seek out new information to continue developing their ideas, skills, and understanding of the world. It's not about being right all the time, it's about being willing to engage in the messy, complicated process of learning. In this way, they avoid the rigidity of arrogance and embrace the flexibility of intellectual humility. Their belief is simple. The more you learn, the more you realize how much there still is to discover. By maintaining an open mind, intelligent people encourage others to do the same. They foster an environment where ideas can flow freely, and people feel safe to voice their thoughts without fear of judgment. This is where true innovation thrives, when diverse ideas are not just tolerated but welcomed. The intelligent person knows that by admitting they don't have all the answers, they create room for others to share their insights too. This willingness to acknowledge that they don't know everything also means they are more likely to ask questions and seek clarification when needed. Rather than assuming they have all the answers, intelligent individuals approach unfamiliar topics with a sense of curiosity. They are not afraid to ask the tough questions, the ones that challenge assumptions and push the boundaries of what is considered common knowledge. They know that asking questions is not a sign of ignorance, but of strength, the strength to face the unknown and to learn from it. They are open to feedback and critiques, understanding that even criticism can be a source of valuable insight. This openness is what keeps them on the path of constant improvement, always evolving and refining their thinking. Moreover, intelligent people understand that the act of learning isn't confined to formal education or structured environments. Every interaction, every experience is an opportunity to learn. They learn from those they may disagree with, those who have had different life experiences, and even those who challenge their most deeply held beliefs. In this way, they remain grounded in the idea that intelligence isn't just about gathering information, but about how we apply that information to understand and navigate the world. It's about being open to the vast array of perspectives and ideas that exist in the world, and about recognizing that no one person has the monopoly on truth. For intelligent people, saying "I know everything" would limit not just their potential for personal growth, but also the potential for others. By leaving room for others to contribute, they invite dialogue, discovery, and a richness of understanding that wouldn't exist in an environment where one person dominates with their assumed knowledge. They understand that knowledge isn't a finite resource, there's always room for more. And it's through this belief in the unlimited potential for learning that they continue to grow, both as individuals and as contributors to the wider community. Number 3. I don't have time for that. Alongside that openness to learning is an awareness that they are not perfect, nor are they static in their ways. When an intelligent person makes a mistake or recognizes a flaw in their thinking, they don't respond with defensiveness. They do not say, "That's just the way I am," because they understand that growth requires reflection and change. This kind of fixed mindset holds us back from evolving. Intelligent people know that perfection is not the goal, progress is. They understand that being a work in progress is not a weakness, but a strength. It's a reflection of their ability to acknowledge their shortcomings and take steps to improve. Instead of closing themselves off behind the defense of, "That's just who I am," they embrace the opportunity for self-reflection, growth, and change. Growth isn't a destination. It's a continuous journey. To say "that's just the way I am" would be to stop that journey altogether, to place a limit on who they can become. Intelligent people don't let their personal traits, habits, or flaws define them in ways that hinder their progress. Rather than being stuck in old patterns or ways of thinking, they strive to become better versions of themselves every day. They actively seek out constructive criticism, knowing that it's often through feedback, whether from friends, colleagues, or mentors, that they find their areas for improvement. Self-awareness is key in this process. Intelligent individuals don't view themselves as static entities. They recognize that they are constantly evolving. What might have been true about them yesterday doesn't necessarily apply today. They see challenges not as proof of failure, but as opportunities for growth. Mistakes are not something to be feared or avoided, but something to be embraced as part of the learning process. Intelligent people learn from their errors, reflect on them, and use those lessons to adjust their thinking and behavior going forward. They know that to stay stagnant is to miss the opportunity for greater understanding, for deeper empathy, and for more fulfilling connections with others. This kind of self-awareness also means that intelligent people are more open to questioning their own assumptions and beliefs. They know that no perspective is immune to error, and that their views must be examined regularly to ensure they are still aligned with truth and reality. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that our opinions are the final word on a matter. But intelligent individuals are constantly refining their views based on new information and experiences. Instead of being locked into rigid thought patterns, they remain flexible, adapting as they learn and grow. For example, in personal relationships, an intelligent person doesn't say, "I can't change, I'm just like this," when faced with issues or conflict. They recognize that their actions and reactions have an impact on others, and they are willing to adjust their behavior if it will lead to more positive, meaningful connections. They understand that growth in relationships requires empathy, communication, and the willingness to be vulnerable enough to say, "I can do better." By doing this, they cultivate deeper, more trusting relationships where both parties are open to learning and growing together. The same mindset applies to their professional lives. In the workplace, an intelligent person understands that personal and professional development requires constant learning. They don't fall back on excuses like, "This is just the way I work," or "I've always done it this way." Instead, they are open to feedback, willing to adjust their methods, and always looking for new ways to improve their performance. They understand that staying in one place professionally or personally means falling behind. They keep evolving, not because they are dissatisfied with who they are, but because they know the journey of self-improvement is what keeps them engaged and fulfilled. This awareness of self is not just about intellectual growth, it's also about emotional growth. Intelligent people recognize that their emotional reactions are often influenced by their upbringing, experiences, and past traumas. But they don't allow these to be excuses for unhealthy behaviors. Instead of saying, "That's just the way I am," when faced with emotional challenges, they reflect on their emotional triggers and work actively to manage them. They strive to be more emotionally intelligent, understanding that emotional awareness is as crucial as intellectual understanding. Emotional intelligence enables them to navigate relationships with grace, handle conflict effectively, and create environments where others feel valued and heard. In all of this, the intelligent person acknowledges that growth is never easy. It's uncomfortable, sometimes painful, and often requires confronting things about themselves that they might prefer to avoid. But that's precisely why they pursue it. They know that the discomfort of growth is far more valuable than the stagnation of staying the same. Saying, "That's just the way I am," would be to resign themselves to a life that lacks depth, meaning, and fulfillment. Instead, they choose to embrace change, knowing that personal evolution is not just possible, but necessary for living a truly intelligent life. When intelligent people face challenges, they don't shut down communication with phrases like "that's impossible." Instead, they recognize that obstacles are part of the journey, and that with creativity, persistence, and collaboration, what seems insurmountable can often be overcome. Saying "that's impossible" is a shortcut to defeat, a refusal to entertain the possibility of finding a solution. It's a mindset that closes doors instead of opening them. And intelligent people know that true intelligence lies not in the ability to identify problems, but in the ability to work through them, explore solutions, and push boundaries. Intelligent individuals understand that when something feels impossible, it's usually because the current approach or mindset isn't the right one. Rather than giving up or conceding that something cannot be done, they ask themselves, what other avenues can we explore? What are we not seeing yet? They challenge their assumptions and look for unconventional ways to solve problems. They see limitations not as permanent roadblocks, but as opportunities to think outside the box and innovate. Intelligent people are resourceful, and they understand that creativity is often the key to overcoming seemingly impossible challenges. Part of this mindset comes from their belief in the power of perseverance. When faced with obstacles, intelligent individuals don't abandon their goals, they reframe the problem and adapt their strategies. They know that failure isn't the end, but rather a necessary part of the process. Every failed attempt is a lesson in what doesn't work, and with each failure they get one step closer to finding a solution. Instead of quitting when something seems impossible, they see it as an invitation to try again, but smarter and more informed this time. This mindset isn't just about solving complex problems in the workplace or technical fields. It applies to all areas of life. Whether they are facing personal struggles, relationship challenges, or social issues, intelligent people approach problems with a mindset of possibility rather than defeat. They understand that life is full of uncertainty, and that it's how we respond to adversity that truly defines us. To simply declare something impossible is to miss the richness of the human experience, which is filled with opportunities for growth, change, and progress. They know that the key to overcoming challenges lies not in avoiding them, but in facing them head-on with resilience and an unwavering belief that solutions can be found. For example, in professional settings, an intelligent person might be presented with a project that seems overwhelming or unrealistic. Instead of dismissing the challenge by saying it's impossible, they take the time to break it down into smaller, manageable tasks. They explore different methods and consult with others who might offer new perspectives or insights. They are not afraid to admit that they might not have all the answers initially, but they trust in their ability to find them with persistence, collaboration, and ingenuity. The ability to think critically and creatively is what sets them apart, allowing them to turn seemingly impossible projects into successful outcomes. Similarly, in personal relationships, intelligent people don't give up when things get tough. They understand that relationships require effort, communication, and understanding. When conflicts arise, they don't resort to the defeatist attitude of "this is impossible," but instead approach the situation with the mindset of finding common ground, resolving misunderstandings, and growing together. They recognize that challenges in relationships are opportunities for deeper connection, as long as both people are willing to put in the effort to understand each other's perspectives and work toward a solution. In societal or global challenges, intelligent individuals don't simply throw up their hands and declare problems insurmountable. Whether it's combating climate change, addressing inequality, or resolving international conflicts, they understand that while the road may be long and the obstacles may seem insurmountable, progress is made one step at a time. They are the ones pushing for change, working collaboratively with others, and seeking out innovative solutions that can make a difference. It's their refusal to accept that something is impossible that drives forward the ideas and actions that shape a better future for everyone. Saying that's impossible not only shuts down opportunities for problem solving, but it also breeds a culture of fear and inaction. It reinforces the belief that challenges are to be avoided or ignored, rather than confronted and overcome. Intelligent people recognize that challenges are an integral part of life, and that there is no such thing as an insurmountable obstacle if the right mindset is applied. They believe in the power of creativity, collaboration, and perseverance, knowing that with the right attitude, nothing is truly impossible. They understand that the impossible is often just the untried, and it is only through persistence and innovation that barriers can be broken and new possibilities realized. One of the most powerful things intelligent people avoid saying is, "I don't care." Far from being indifferent, intelligent people are deeply engaged with the world around them. They understand that indifference is not a sign of strength or intelligence, but a sign of disengagement. Saying "I don't care" is a refusal to engage with the complexities and struggles of life. It's a way of checking out, of not taking responsibility for the impact that our actions, words, and choices can have on the world and the people around us. Intelligent individuals know that caring is not a weakness, it's one of the greatest sources of power. It's the fuel that drives empathy, innovation, and meaningful change. Intelligent people recognize that caring deeply about others, about the world, and about the future is what propels them to make a difference. Whether it's advocating for those who cannot speak for themselves, supporting a cause that promotes justice, or even being there for a friend in need, intelligent individuals understand the importance of showing up with care, compassion, and understanding. They recognize that their actions, no matter how small, can have a ripple effect, inspiring others to act with kindness, to challenge the status quo, and to strive for a better future. In personal relationships, intelligent people don't say "I don't care" because they know that genuine connection comes from mutual respect, trust, and empathy. They care about the feelings, needs, and well-being of others, and they act on that care by offering support, understanding, and encouragement. It's through caring that they build strong, meaningful bonds that last. Intelligent people know that relationships are nurtured by attention and effort, not by neglect. Saying "I don't care" in a relationship can signal emotional withdrawal, a refusal to connect, and an unwillingness to work through difficulties. Instead, intelligent individuals engage with their relationships even when things are challenging, because they recognize that emotional investment is what allows those relationships to flourish and grow. Intelligent people also understand that caring goes beyond personal interactions. It extends to their communities and the larger world. They are acutely aware of global issues, climate change, social inequality, human rights, poverty, and they don't simply say, "I don't care," because those issues are distant or overwhelming. Instead, they engage with them. They may donate their time, resources, or skills to causes they believe in. They may raise awareness, volunteer, or advocate for change. By caring deeply about these issues, they can be a part of the collective effort to solve some of the most pressing challenges of our time. Even when the problems seem insurmountable, intelligent people know that the first step toward any solution is caring enough to take action, no matter how small. The intelligent person's care extends to the pursuit of knowledge and personal growth. They care about improving themselves, not out of vanity, but because they understand that self-improvement is a lifelong process that benefits not just them, but those around them as well. They know that by becoming better versions of themselves, by expanding their understanding, refining their skills, and increasing their emotional intelligence, they are better equipped to help others and to contribute meaningfully to society. Saying "I don't care" about their own development would be to undermine their potential for growth and the positive impact they can have on the world. Moreover, intelligent people care about creating environments where others feel valued, respected, and heard. Whether at work, in social settings, or within their families, they understand that fostering a culture of care is essential for building strong, supportive communities. They avoid saying "I don't care" because they know that a lack of care can create division, resentment, and apathy. Instead, they invest in nurturing relationships, creating opportunities for collaboration, and ensuring that everyone's voice is heard. They know that true leadership involves caring for the people they lead, offering guidance, support, and encouragement in ways that empower others to reach their full potential.